Welcome to That's Good Broncos. I am Brandon Perna, the world's most reliable free agent updater, except on the weekend when I try to enjoy my life. Thursday and Friday, the Denver Broncos signed offensive line help. Saturday, they added 2 pieces to the defensive line. John Elway still has about $23 million in cap space to play with. Romo Watch continues. DeMarcus Ware retired, and many are speculating without making a big name signing that the Broncos are working on a super secret big covert deal that will magically fix all of their weaknesses on the field. I cannot confirm or deny that speculation. So let's break down the new defensive linemen, Domata Peko, Zach Kerr, son of basketball legend Steve Kerr. And if you don't see the resemblance, well, that's because you're racist. That's Good Broncos. This episode is sponsored by CWHemp.com. Go there, use my promo code That's Good to get 10% off your order. I use Charlotte's Web hemp oil every single day, and I've used it for my back. I've used it to help with inflammation in my back when it goes out. DeMarcus Ware, now that you've retired, you can get in on using Charlotte's Web hemp oil. Trust me, your back will thank you. I don't know exactly what was wrong with your back. I know you had surgery. I know you've had disc issues. You've had spasming problems in your back. That's what I dealt with. And if with those spasms comes inflammation from your surgery, I am telling you, CW Hemp will change everything for you. That's my retirement present for DeMarcus Ware. Except you're gonna have to buy it yourself, buddy, because you make a fuckload more money than I do. In regard to DeMarcus Ware's retirement, that means Denver may be looking for another pass rusher now. Breaking news. Yeah, they signed another goddamn pass rusher after I already did this whole fucking video. I would just like them to slow down. But who did they bring in? Who did the Broncos sign? Well, they signed outside linebacker / defensive end Kasim Edebali. Not even sure if that's how you say his name. And again, I can't stress enough, John Elway, if I can't say the player's name, don't sign him. It makes my job a lot harder. Kasim is an outside linebacker / defensive end. He's younger than DeMarcus Ware. He's only 27. He formerly played for the Saints. So he will probably end up playing behind Shane Ray, I would imagine, because I believe Shaq Barrett likes to play on the left side behind Miller. But who knows how they're going to use these guys. It adds depth to the pass rush. You can never have enough pass rushers. Kasim, not to be confused with Kasim. Kasim, G, not Kasim, E. Okay, so his Pro Football Focus rating was a 46.3. That's not great. It's just one ranking. Okay, so 2015, he had 5 sacks. Last season, he had 1 sack. Like I said, he's age 27, so he is younger than DeMarcus Ware, but nobody's going to be able to come in and replace DeMarcus Ware's leadership or DeMarcus Ware's pass rushing ability. That guy was an insane athlete, a freak of nature. We'll learn more about Kasim during training camp, during preseason, but I just had to update it that they signed another man. Now today, Ware announced on Twitter that he is retiring. He gave his goodbye, but more importantly, he posted video on Instagram yesterday of the Kings of Leon concert. That concert took place Saturday night. I was also there. DeMarcus Ware dealt with back injuries all year long. So did I. Coincidence? Or was it destiny? I say destiny because both DeMarcus Ware's and my sex life are on fire. Our sex is on fire. Mine is usually due to gonorrhea. His, of course, is because he's a passionate man who makes every woman he's with feel special. Now, this may sound strange, but I am happy that DeMarcus Ware is retiring. I said it from the beginning. His back injury is nothing to fuck with. He feels great now after the surgery, but there's no guaranteeing it wouldn't get jacked up again next season. It's just not something you want to keep messing with. My hope is the Broncos consider making a move to bring him back as a coach. His continued leadership would be welcomed on that team. If not, I'm sure he will just pursue a male modeling career as he is physically a perfect human. DeMarcus Ware, you are a legend. You will be missed. And today, I send you off with the Mile High Salute. My next question is, does the Broncos defensive line look better? I'm not sure, but thanks to Domata Peko, it sounds a whole lot fucking better.
Domata, with a little concert in the locker room.
Ukulele? Check. Von Miller-like dance moves? Check. Now we just need Capri Bibbs to release his second single with Peko on the ukulele and a Peko Von Miller combination as background dancers. That would be sick. Now I've already stated I thought guard Ronald Leary would be an immediate upgrade to the Broncos offensive line. When we discussed tackle Menelik Watson, the main thing to realize is he has potential to be very good, but due to previous injuries, there's no guarantee he will work out. If you watch the Leary or Watson press conference, there's no way you walked away not really liking both of those guys. I mean, Watson said this.
You know, if they need me to play inside, I'm playing inside, man. They needed to play DB, shit, I'm gonna go out there and backpedal, you know?
One play, I am asking for the Broncos to put him in as a defensive back and cover Tyreek Hill. I don't care if it costs the Broncos a touchdown. I want to fucking see it, and I think Watson has the balls to go out there and do it. That's the kind of player you love.
That's football.
On Saturday, John Elway signed Domata Peko, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Zach Kerr, formerly of the Indianapolis Colts. Peko, at age 32, is on the back end of his career. Because of his age, I'm not sure if Peko will be a full-time starter at nose tackle. He'll probably be sharing reps with his real-life cousin, Kyle Peko. The Broncos' former nose tackle Sylvester Williams signed with the Titans over the weekend, and if you remember, the New England Patriots picked up Darius Kilgo off of waivers last season. So nose tackle signing, very important. Domata was not the dominant nose we grew accustomed to seeing in Cincinnati last season, but now he's on the same roster with his cousin Kyle. He should probably be in the running for MVP. The family that plays together, slays together. Science can't prove that statement, but we know it to be true in our hearts. I do want to know how you say Domata's middle name. Uluafasu. If anyone can tell me how the fuck you say that name, I will be forever grateful. My best guess is Uluaifasa. That's the best I can do. Now, Zach Kerr is a big man. A very big man at 6'2", 311 pounds. That's almost 30 pounds heavier than Derek Wolfe, who will be on the other side of the line. So it looks like Kerr will be playing at the right defensive end spot, but honestly can probably play anywhere on that line. I believe the thinking here is grabbing a guy like Kerr to play on the end is that he will command attention and double teams, which will allow more success for a pass rush on that side with Shane Ray, possibly Dakota Watson, or a mystery man yet to be signed by the Broncos. The point is, Peko and Kerr were brought in to stuff the fucking line, to make it harder to run through the defensive line. Like the offensive line, we have potential with these two players. Neither is a guaranteed upgrade. But with Peko, we know he's a smart player, and if his body holds up, there's a chance he can be better than Sly was in the middle. Kerr could be a beast on the end with his size, but has yet to prove he can be consistently dominant. It's all about potential with these signings, as well as adding depth to the line. Now back to the offensive side, it looks like after Donald Stephenson restructured his contract over the weekend, saving the Broncos about $2 million in cap space, he's going to get a chance to start at left tackle. Yes, you heard me correctly. Unless there is a secret trade in the works, expect the Broncos to draft a left tackle and pray they do not waste their first pick on one. And no, for the last time, they are not trading for Joe Thomas. That's not a real possibility, even though it keeps getting talked about like one, and hasn't been since early 2015 when it was originally discussed. Stephenson, I believe, will serve as a holding piece until they feel like whoever they do draft or bring in can play at the left tackle spot. I think everyone believes the Broncos are holding on to all of that cap money for Tony Romo. Otherwise, you have to ask why they didn't use some of it to aggressively pursue a left tackle or land Calais Campbell or a guy like Chris Baker. I won't make my final analysis until this concludes, as things are still very much in motion. Honestly, we can't really assess any of these moves until we're well into the 2017 NFL season. There's just too much Too many things can happen between now, training camp, preseason, when this season starts, and how any of these players finish. But sometimes the under-the-radar signings are the best ones, like Darian Stewart and to some degree Emmanuel Sanders. Watson and Kerr might be those types of guys. We simply don't know, especially with so many new coaches on staff. To me, the 2017 season is the biggest I have no clue what the fuck will happen season since Tim Tebow was on the roster. So yeah, I'm basically admitting none of us know how the fuck any of these guys are going to pan out. We're betting on Leary being great, but you never know. You never know. More to come as it comes. The news is happening so goddamn fast, I can barely keep up. But thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Subscribe here. You got to subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitter so we can take over the world together. CWHemp.com. Promo code That's Good. Get 10% off of Charlotte's Web hemp oil. The NFL is in trouble. They're in trouble for dispersing way too many painkillers to players. And guess what they could have been giving them to help with a lot of their issues? It's Charlotte's Web hemp oil.